Hey everybody in Robbins Nation, I am here today to talk to you about the #1 most overlooked cause of back pain. So we're going to try to do that by going through some nerve tension testing. So the answer to this question is it's nerve tension or nerve irritation, not necessarily nerve damage. A lot of people have back pain that's so severe that they have nerve damage. It's kind of rare to actually have that. It's more nerve irritation that's contributing to the low back pain. So the first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to kind of teach you how to be a physical therapist today, right? So we're going to do test, treatment, and retest. So the first thing we're going to do is test to see if there's nerve tension issue going on, and then we're going to treat that problem, and then we're going to retest and see if I fixed anything. So I'm kind of sandbagging here because I know Tyler, I've treated him for some nerve tension stuff before. I know he has some nerve irritation every once in a while. So this will be probably something easy that I can prove, so it'll make the point a little bit easier to kind of understand. So Tyler, are you having any pain right now in your back?
Nope.
So asymptomatic, like not having any pain. So we might not see any huge changes here today, but someone that has back pain, certainly back pain that goes down the back of their leg, probably going to have some nerve tension findings. So the way we do that is we test it. So we test nerve tension by doing slump tests or straight leg raise. Today we'll do a slump test just because it's pretty easy. And this is actually something you can do at home. You don't need me there to do that. So if you're at home somewhere, just kind of sit at the edge of a table or your kitchen table or a couch. If you can keep your feet off the floor, that helps out a little bit. So Tyler, put your hands behind your back. And then you're going to lean forward as far as you can go. So he's slumped down. So his nervous system is on tension. So if I bring his head down and I bend him forward, his nervous system is all stretched out. So your nervous system is your brain, and then your spinal cord, and all of the spinal nerve roots and peripheral nerves that kind of branch off of the nervous system. So from here, Tyler, are you having any pain anywhere? Okay, no, nothing now. So if I bring Tyler's leg up, so Tyler, you let me know when you start to feel a stretch.
Okay.
And where do you feel that?
On the back.
Okay, so you're most commonly going to find it behind the knee, maybe in the calf a little bit, maybe more up in the hamstring. Can't find it kind of up in the hip or in the back, depending on where the tension is. So he's feeling some kind of stretch here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of control his spine here, and then Tyler, lift your head up. And then what happens? Does that get worse, better, stay the same?
It gets a little better.
A little better. Would you say 50% better? A little better.
50%.
Okay. All right. And then relax there. So what happened? I got his nervous system at its end length, right? I cranked on it. And then he lifted up his head, and it changed this. So there's no muscle in the back of your leg and your calf or your hamstring that you can change the length of by moving your head. So does that make sense? The only thing you can have an effect on is the nervous system. So when its chin is tucked down, you're kind of pulling on the nervous system. When you lift up, if that feels better in the back of your leg, and that's something, again, you can do that right at home. Just do that bent over stretch, bring that toe up, and then only lift your head up. If that changes that, then you have an increase in nerve tension. Doesn't mean you have nerve damage. So Tyler's not walking around with a ton of nerve damage right now. He just has an increase in nerve tension. That can cause numbness, tingling, pain. Those are the 3 most common things that it causes. But it can also cause a decrease in muscle function, which is a lot of the things that we treat commonly in physical therapy. So now what I want you to do, so we've tested, right? So I've got a positive test on his left side. So now we want to treat that. There's lots of ways to treat the nervous system. One thing that we use a lot is joint mobilization. So as the spinal cord goes down through the lumbar spine and then branches off of the peripheral nerves to the lower extremities from the lower part of the lumbar spine, then you can have compression or restriction in motion. So a nerve, it's not like a muscle. So if Tyler's hamstring was tight, I can give him soft tissue mobilizations, and I can give him stretches, like prolonged stretches, that would definitely have an effect on the soft tissue of the hamstring, right? That's okay. It's one of our patients going through it. No problem. We're still in physical therapy. We're working on her. So that's okay. Now you're going to be famous, though. If people start recognizing you, that's okay. Nope. So now in the back of the leg, if I give him soft tissue mobilizations and stretches, he can actually change the length of that tissue, right? So if we change the length of the tissue, then we can measure that, and that could be a measurable distance. We would never want to change the length of nerve tissue. Think of a nerve as like a rope or a wire that runs from one place to another. It just has to glide back and forth smoothly in the path that it travels. So Tyler, let's lay down on your back, put your head here, face up. So swing around here. So I'm going to assess how Tyler's lumbar spine is moving, because that's the first place that we look at. If you're having nerve tension, you have to go what we call central proximal. So we have to go to the central nervous system and go proximal, kind of closer to the center of the body. So lay onto your right side, Tyler. All right, so I'm going to look and see if I can have some kind of effect. Well, first thing I'm going to do is address the fact that I got to find out if there's any kind of mobility issue that's occurring in the lumbar spine. So from here, I feel like his upper lumbar spine is not moving really well, so I'm just going to kind of mobilize that a little bit. So hold on to your wrist here, Tyler. Good. And then relax here. Yeah. Good. Okay, good. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. All right. And then right, so here, and then same thing here. So you guys probably can't hear that, but what's happening in Tyler's back is he's getting a lot of joint cavitation. So if you've ever heard, like if you ever cracked your knuckles and you hear a pop, that's what's happening in Tyler's lumbar spine. So his lumbar spine is moving to try to free up movement for the nervous system as it goes through there. So Tyler, let's retest this. So that's one way to address the nervous system. We're going to see if that's enough to kind of have an effect on nerve tension. So we're going to do the same test again. So here we are. We did treatment. Now we're going to do a retest. So hands behind your back, lean forward. Hey, I'm going to bring leg up like this. Let me know when you feel a stretch there. Hey,
Yeah.
a little bit there. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but now his range of motion is better because we've taken stress off the nervous system. So now bring your head up, and does that get worse, better, stay the same?
It stays the same.
Stays the same. Okay, all right. So what happened there? We did the same test. We got improved range of motion, so that's one effect we had in the nervous system, okay? Because I didn't address what other things that could cause a lack of range of motion there might be hamstring length, but we didn't stretch out his hamstring. We didn't do any soft tissue mobilization to his hamstring. All we did was address what was going on with the nervous system in his spine. So we brought his leg up, and he got more range of motion. And the second thing that happened is before, when he lifted his head up, it caused a decrease in symptoms. But now when he lifted his head up, he didn't have any change in his symptoms. So that's considered more hamstring or calf length issue that's causing that problem. So if you're trying to address what's going on in a nerve tension situation and you don't start where the problem usually starts, which is in the spine, then you're going to have a hard time addressing that issue as it gets further down into the legs. So you have to start there, meaning if we looked at that as like a hamstring length issue, and then I just did soft tissue mobilization and did some stretches for Tyler, that might improve that. But if you're not addressing the nerve symptom, then a lot of times that's what gets missed in an evaluation and treatment for spine stuff. So last thing, free stuff. So two things that we have right now. It's still low back pain month at Robbins Rehabilitation. So if you comment below, then we'll private message you. If you're watching this on Facebook, we'll private message you. And then we will send you these copies either electronically or we can send it to you in the mail. If we can get your address, we'll figure out which way you want to get it. If you're seeing this in email, just reply to this email with your address and just tell me that you want a copy of it and I'll send it out to you. But it's our top 10 most burning questions for sciatica and low back pain. So these are the questions we get asked most commonly. So answers to that, so just really free resources that we give out at the low back pain workshops that we do. And then this one is our courses that we offer, so our free online courses. We have 3 video courses that we do. We have them on low back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, and foot and ankle pain. So if you're having some back problems, because that's low back month here at Robbins Rehabilitation, I would suggest taking that course so we can send this to you via email or snail mail, whatever works better for you. And that's about it. So you've kind of found out, got a little bit of insight into what physical therapy is, how we do things, what we harp on our students, and all of our therapists is test, treat, retest. So you've got to prove like change in session. So that was very easy. That worked out really nicely. I swear Tyler wasn't faking, but it might have looked like that. But we addressed the nervous system, did like one quick thing, and then freed up movement in the nervous system. So, and that's one of the most overlooked things with low back pain is if you're not addressing the nervous system and you've had physical therapy before, but you say, yeah, it didn't really work, there's a good chance that the therapist that you were working with didn't address the nervous system first. So I hope that was of value, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.